I love raspberries. I feel like they make any kind of food better. I really like my jams. I think those little seeds floating around in there are just beautiful, but some people have trouble with the seeds. So if you have trouble with the seeds, then this raspberry jelly is going to be much better for you. So I'm going to show you how you make it. You start out with 10 cups worth of raspberries. I really like doing a variety of raspberries, so I have both my red and my golden raspberries. They're very similar as far as flavor goes, but I really like how with the two mixed together, it creates this lighter pink color that I just feel like is so pretty. So I'll place my 10 cups of raspberries into a pot, and then I'll add 2 tablespoons of water. The water just keeps it from burning while it's starting to thaw. In my case, mine are frozen, and soften up. And that's what I'll do now. I'm going to place this on the stove and bring it to a simmer just until those raspberries are soft. Now that the raspberries are really soft, I'll place them in my strainer on top of my measuring cup because I need to measure out 3 cups worth of juice. To extract all of my juice out, I just use a spatula and press it back and forth on the bottom of the strainer. At the very beginning, it doesn't feel like you're actually doing much good, but as you go on, you can see that there's actually a fair amount of juice that's coming out of it. Usually this takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. It's looking thicker and it's measuring to 2.5 cups. So at this point, I'm going to pick it up and I'll scrape everything that's on the bottom off. There's always a fair amount of the fruit that sticks to the bottom like that. Now I'll put my 3 cups of raspberry juice back into my pan, and I'll actually save my pulp because I don't like wasting it. I'll turn this into raspberry powder. Now I'll add 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice, 5 tablespoons of pectin, and 1/2 teaspoon of butter. The butter just reduces the amount of foaming. I've also pre-measured 5 cups of sugar, and I'll set that off to the side. Now I'll bring this up to a boil on medium to high heat. Now that it's come to a boil, I'll add my 5 cups of sugar. I'll mix that in well and bring it back to a boil. Now that it's come back to a boil, I'll set a 1-minute timer and stir continuously. Now I'll fill my 1/2 pint jars up to 1/4 of an inch of headspace, which is the space from the top of the food to the top of the jar. There are a small number of seeds that do make it through my sieve when I do it the way that I do with the pressing. If it's important to you that you not have any seeds, then you may want to use either a finer sieve or do the jelly bag instead. I'll then use a clean damp cloth to wipe off the rim of my jars. This is just so that if anything got on the edge, that it won't interfere with the seal. Then I place on my lids and rings until they're fingertip tight. I'm using my Superb lids today, which is an American-made company. I actually really like supporting them. I love their mission statement. They're all about self-sustainability, and they make a really quality product. I have a link in my description below, as well as a 20% off coupon code. Now I'll place these in my boiling water bath underneath the water by 1 to 2 inches, and I'll process them for 10 minutes if I'm at sea level. I'm at 1,200 feet, so I'll process them for 15, but I won't start my timer until after it begins to boil. Now that my processing time is complete, I'll turn off the heat, remove the lid, and let it cool for 5 minutes. I place the jars about 1 to 2 inches apart on a heat-resistant surface so that they can cool quickly. I'll leave them there for 24 hours so that they can get a good seal. I can tell that they have a good seal if the center of the lid has depressed down. If it has, then I remove the rings, wash them with hot soapy water, and store them in a cool, dry, dark location, like my pantry, and use them in the next 1 to 3 years. If I have any that didn't seal, I'll place them in the refrigerator and use them right away.